Welcome back, guys. My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today bringing you guys a brand new video. Now today we are on the next episode of our Let's Play Clash of Clans series. Still have one of our builders going to work right now, so let's go ahead and focus on what we want to upgrade in this episode, and I'm thinking we can go ahead and upgrade that air sweeper again. We upgraded it in the last episode and it's only 1.25 million for the next upgrade in this one, so let's do that. Also, we could do the healer that we sort of missed out on last time, or the barracks if we get a little bit more elixir. We're just going to have to pick and choose what we want to do, but let's go and see what we can get as we attack a couple of bases, as well as we're at 18,296 dark elixir, which means we're only 1,704 away from getting our Barbarian King to level 5, which of course gives us the Iron Fist ability and gives our King a huge buff, so we want to make sure that we get that as soon as possible. So hopefully we'll be able to get that today. There's no dark elixir inside of this base, but let's go ahead and attack anyways using a pretty standard army composition. So still using 6 giants, about 8 wall breakers, 50 archers, and the rest goblins. Gives me a little bit of versatility depending on the bases that I'm going to be attacking. Gonna drop some archers in the corner for that town hall right there, and let's go ahead and check it out as we get to the other parts of the base. Now I do think there's a pretty solid amount of resources inside of the storages, so it might not be a bad idea to actually get inside this base and get into the core and try to get some goblins to clean up some of the storages inside of there. So that's what I'm going to do from this side right here, and as I drop my wall breakers, I'm going to slowly start dropping some of my giants as well as archers and goblins, and I make my way into the center. Now, I don't want to drop everything at once because I don't want to get hit by a mortar shell or a wizard tower shot that just takes out all of my tier 1 troops, but I'm just going to slowly disperse these guys in, and hopefully towards the end of this, I'll actually be able to get my goblins to path towards that gold mine that's above the center compartment, which you guys can see right next to that archer tower and elixir collector, so I want to make sure I get that. So let's see what we can do as I finish off dropping my archers right up here. Alright, so troops still making their way in, a couple of goblins left, going to keep dropping those, and as you can see, they're finally going for that gold mine right there, which is pretty good, even though it was actually almost destroyed, as well as that elixir collector, which gave us another 23,000 elixir, and then with these final goblins, I can go ahead and drop those guys, and that will wrap it up for this raid right here. So overall, over 70% 2-star, plus pretty much all the resources, except for a little bit left over inside of these elixir storages right here. Really not too big of a deal. Again, if you guys saw that Town Hall 8 is broken video I did talking about how little elixir matters at Town Hall 8, then you'll realize why I really don't care that much about elixir, and I was more than happy to let that last bit of elixir slide. But speaking of elixir and gold, 1.1 million resources available in this base, and this thing is absolutely juicy. Oh my god, this is 638,000 gold, 505,000 elixir, and I don't even know where to start with this base. Unfortunately, this guy actually did end up protecting his mines and pumps, so I don't think I'm actually going to be able to focus on the storages in this raid, but let's try to get as many of these collectors as we can, because more likely than not, those are going to be what hold the majority of the resources anyways. So starting off with the giant right here to distract this Tesla, a couple of archers to shoot over the top. They should be able to get that elixir collector by themselves, and then finally a couple of goblins into the center, and those should take out that first gold mine. Now, they didn't go for that elixir collector. Instead, they decided to shoot the wall, which is a little bit disappointing. I'm going to keep dropping some archers over here to aggro the Barbarian King and take him out as well. And pretty much I'm trying to conserve as many wall breakers as I can with these raids. I don't mind using my archers right now because I know I'm not going to get really that deep inside of the base. But let's go and check it out as I drop a couple of archers in that town hall and see where else we can attack from. Alright, so taking a look at the top right, there's 2 dark elixir drills, and like I talked about, I'm so close to getting my king to level 5. I definitely want to prioritize these, even though there's so much gold and elixir, so I'm going to drop some wall breakers and my goblins to get those guys right there, and that's going to give me a ton of dark elixir. And then looking at the rest of the base, a couple of archers for this elixir pump right here, as well as some goblins to distract the Tesla and the mortar up front. And as the archers shoot over the top, should be able to get that elixir collector right there. And let's go ahead and regroup and check out where we are right now. So we have 4 giants and 31 goblins left, as well as a single wall breaker, as well as we have 3 lightning spells. So I can actually drop these lightning spells on some of the mines and pumps if I want to, because there isn't a shield. That's only when you drop a lightning spell on storages. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my single wall breaker and then follow up by spamming some of these goblins right here. Should be good enough to take care of this elixir pump shortly, and then after that I'm gonna have to take a look where else I can attack this base. So there's these 2 gold mines right here, And yeah, these things are going to be awesome. They're going to be filled with a ton of gold, and it's definitely worth it to drop 3 lightning spells, which is only 60,000 elixir. And I got a lot of gold from that, so pretty solid. And then finally, let's go ahead and see if we can take care of this final elixir pump right here. Now, if I drop my goblins in that opening on the bottom, they'll actually just run into the wall and do nothing for me. And seeing as I have no wall breakers, I have to improvise a bit. So I'm going to drop my giant on this hidden Tesla, and then a single giant after that. And then finally, my goblins are going to run into the base, get that elixir collector, and give me a little bit more elixir to end this raid. So overall, a pretty nice job. There was about 1.1 something million resources available. We ended up stealing over 750,000 plus 810 dark elixir, as well as 9 trophies. So nice raid right there. We were able to disperse our troops across the base and get a ton of resources for ourselves. And as you can see, we're at 19,888 dark elixir going into this final raid. So should be able to get our final bit of dark elixir here, as well as plenty of gold and elixir as well. Gonna go ahead and drop some archers on these gold mines because they're actually out of range of those wizard towers, which is pretty nice. And then I'll save my goblins for the bottom left right here after my wall breakers bust open the wall right there. So there's a bunch of mortars. Luckily, those guys are going to be distracted by that giant that's going off to the Barbarian King right now. So the goblins are going to have a free time taking care of those collectors down there. And then finally on the top, you can actually drop your archers within a tile range of the mortar and they should be safe. So things are going to be pretty good right there. And then finally, a couple more wall breakers, get those elixir pumps, as well as finally that dark elixir collector, which should be enough to get us that Barbarian King upgrade. So finally, a couple more tier 1 troops, just dropping our goblins and archers to take those guys out. Archers should shoot over the top and get that dark elixir drill. And things are looking pretty solid. We are at 20,008 dark elixir, so no more dark elixir needed. And I'm just going to clean it up with these elixir pumps right here. I'm out of wall breakers, so I have to use my goblins as wall breakers while the mortar is distracted by that giant right there. It looks like I had really good distraction of those mortars by my giants in this raid. And yeah, 33%. Going to go ahead and finish it off with this town hall right here using our king. And that should pretty much be it for this raid. So yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Again, we are at over 2.5 million gold. 2.2 million elixir, but most importantly, over 20,000 dark elixir, which is going to be enough to get us that king upgrade. So no longer is he going to be by himself, and we can summon some barbarians with him and get him that free rage spell that is super nice in every single battle. All right, so back to base. Again, we already talked about the totals that we're at right now. Let's go ahead and upgrade the air sweeper with our first upgrade today up to level 3 for 1.25 million gold. Nice to get that out of the way right now, seeing as it's my cheapest upgrade available. Also, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the king right here and unlock his ability, which is super powerful for us. Going to be a nice little power spike for our king. Inside of the laboratory, we only have 2 builders left, so I'm going to go ahead and do the healer right here rather than do something like the barracks upgrade. Plus, the healer is a little bit more useful than another barracks up to level 10. And then finally, with the remainder of our gold, again, guys, we are working through these level 6 walls slowly but surely. Haven't had a chance to stream yet and do a little bit of wall farming, but we're going to go ahead and upgrade 6 of those guys, and that should wrap it up for this episode. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Super exciting to get our king up to level 5. That means we can bring him out in a bunch of different raids, which is awesome for us. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.